First, I'd like to say it's a great pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for having this talk with us.
Thank you.
And on behalf of Veronese, we welcome you to Taiwan. But with the SARS virus going out on the island and the postpone of the Golden Melody Award, you still insisted on coming to Taiwan. Many people probably ask you the same question. Why is that?
I've always loved Taipei and coming to Taiwan. I've always been welcomed very much, and here in many respects is where success started for me in the early 90s with these recent spate of recordings of mine. So I have a lot to thank the Taiwanese people for. And as regards to the SARS situation, I'm sorry that everybody in the world is having to go through this, but I feel that people mustn't worry too much as long as they keep a respect for what the virus is.
Exactly.
And be very careful, so it should be fine. But I'm not too worried.
Did you study the SARS virus before you came to the island, or did you prepare a mask?
Yes, I did. I was advised to wear a mask just in the airport, and if I went to any crowded places like shopping malls or restaurants or clubs. But a lot of the time I'm going to be doing interviews with people like yourself, so I won't be going out too much.
So you're not worried about the SARS virus at all?
I have a respect for what it is, as I said, but I'm not too worried myself, no.
And with the cancellation or the postpone of the Golden Melody Award, are you disappointed?
I am disappointed because apparently there was going to be, lots of people coming in that I would have met, and I think the occasion would have been very wonderful. And I think it's sad for the public, they can't see it, but unfortunately these things happen.
One thing for sure that we cannot see your performance, we are disappointed.
Oh, thank you. But there'll be a next time.
But we know that your latest album is called Harem,
yes.
And I looked it up in the dictionary for its definition, and it's actually a house where a group of Muslim women live.
Right.
And also in your album you talk about the war, you talk about freedom. The lyrics are just so beautiful to read and so inspiring. So I'd like to ask you, is this album, I can't help but relate it to the Iraqi war.
Right.
So is it somehow inspired by the Iraqi situation, or you just have a hunch that the war is actually coming? Because when you're recording, it hasn't started yet.
Yes. Actually, this album, Harem, is nothing to do with the political situation in Iraq at all. I actually started work on it about 2 to 2.5 years ago, and it was just coincidental that all of this happened. The War Is Over Now on the album was in fact originally written as a love song, and if you go through the lyrics, it's poetical about love being lost and being away from a loved one. But the idea behind the album, the theme, is actually back to a far more ancient culture of the Middle East and Asia, in that it goes back to the Arabian Nights and a much more ancient feel. So that's its basic theme.
So I believe that there are many ups and downs. How do you overcome all the difficulties, and what keeps you going?
I think it's about having trying to keep a healthy state of mind through everything. There's always a positive to a negative, and as you get older, I think sometimes things get harder, but you learn more and able to cope with more, and it's terribly important to be happy, and being happy isn't always a natural state of mind. You have to work for it, and that's what I try and keep.
Recently, the world is going through a very rough time, like the 9/11 attack and the war, and now all human has to face this threat of SARS virus. And your music comes in now, and many people think of it as a healing effect. When you're actually recording your music, have you ever thought of what kind of effect or a message that you would like to create or to communicate with people who listen to you?
I just feel about music that it is it can help people in so many ways, in that I know that if I'm not feeling good and I listen to some music, it makes me feel better. And I know that music does have a healing feel or thing for it. You can take from it what you want. Sometimes you want it to excite you, sometimes you want it to heal you. It's a wonderful gift that everybody's been given to be able to receive this. So that is really why I enjoy what I do, because it makes me feel happy, and obviously through that other people feel happy from it as well.
But Be careful, and finally, I want to thank you again and wish you a very safe and successful trip in Asia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you.